Welcome back everyone to another episode. Now, I don't know about you guys, but back in like the 2010 era, I was obsessed with the Hunger Games books and then the movies when they started coming out. And I figured for this episode, I wanted to kind of pay tribute. I wanted to pay tribute to the film, I guess, because I found this still image, I think, from the movies. I don't know which one of the three, but I found this one and I wanted to recreate this in Photoshop. So let's get right into it. So going into this edit, I mean, it looked pretty decent. Okay, I'll admit, the still image, it was just cities and like a horizon and like maybe even a mountaintop somewhere. And I was like, I could do this. It could challenge me. And so I started doing this, and it was harder than it looked. Difficult. I mean, I'm trying to cut out buildings, singular buildings from pictures, and then I'm trying to add like a road or something. It was hard. I was still new to Photoshop. I mean, I still kind of am. But this was before I reached a year mark. So this, you know, I may have bit more than I could chew. That's the saying. I mean, I loved the Hunger Games books. Really, started reading them in high school, and when the movies came out, man, they were a phenomenon. Like they just rejuvenated the whole YA a book adaptation to movie adaptation thing. And I mean, I don't know if you guys had ever gone to a midnight premiere for those movies specifically, but they were, I don't know, they were just really nice to go to. They were so dope, dude, and I haven't felt that young before, and I'm still trying to chase that high. But the first movie, like, listen, when the first movie came out, everybody was like, this is so good. I had to force myself to like it. I got out of that thinking, man, this could have been a little bit better. And then everyone was like, no, it was, what are you talking about? And that's when I started thinking, okay, I guess I'm wrong, and my opinion should be this movie was good. And then after that, a few years later, when everyone kind of sat with it, they were like, yeah, that first movie didn't really hold up. And I should have stuck to my guns, because I was right. One thing that really, to this day, makes me mad, to this day, is the fact that, like, during the ceremony scene, the something or other, I forget what it's called, but when they're picking the tributes, and then Katniss does the, I volunteer, don't know why I said it that way, but when she says that, Effie Trinket is like, in the book, she says, oh, I bet my buttons that's your sister. But in the movie, she says,
I bet my hat that was your sister.
You didn't need to change that, dude. Oh, they changed it. What were they thinking? What were the writers thinking? Oh, hey, you know what? Nah, if you say, I bet my buttons that was your sister, if you say line verbatim, the audience is gonna know. Like, we gotta keep them on their toes. So change it to hat. They changed it to hat. It was dumb. It was dumb, dude. They shouldn't have done it. That's just a hint. That's just another proof of, like, yeah, no, that first movie really wasn't all that great. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna watch it. Yes, obviously, I would watch. If it's on, I'm gonna watch it, you know? But it's not until, like, the second movie came out that I'm like, all right, this is actually really cool. They're doing a lot better. And then they did, like, they split the third one in half, and I'm thinking, you really didn't need to. No, honestly, the books were really good. I would stay up until way late just to finish them. And honestly, I haven't really felt that for any movie. I mean, the YA, the genre in movies is done. Like, they tried, after the success of the Hunger Games franchise, they tried so hard to push that with Divergent, and they tried to follow that up with the Maze Runner, and then all these other little things started happening. Like all these other movies started coming out, and they were all the same thing. They were all just the same formula, which is weird because these books weren't the same. Like, yeah, Divergent was very similar to Hunger Games, but I'm talking about the other movies that followed. They weren't really the same as the Hunger Games, but Hollywood came in and said, nah, make it like that one though. And I remember, I think it was that movie, The Darkest Minds, that came out, that bombed hard, dude. And I knew it. When the trailer came out, I knew it. I was like, wow, this sucks. I mean, it looks good. The trailer is well put together, but I can tell by it that the movie is gonna suck booty. And it did. I mean, no one talked about it. And I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back. But that sucks that Hollywood did that, because it was such a good genre of books to adapt into film. And then they just made it all the same, the exact same, and people got tired of it. I attempted to do this. So honestly, I kind of wish I chose a different still image, because this is kind of like, what is this? You know, what, like, who would have guessed that this was Panem, or the Capitol, you know? But it just looked challenging to me, so I went in to see if I could attempt it. I kind of do like the way the fact that I was able to put it together, but overall it just looks a little bland to me. It all just looks like one tone, and it's not my best work, but I promise you guys I got better things, better edits, better projects that I want to show you guys. But this one, I really did, I was proud of it, because I did manage to put it together in a way that made sense. And especially like halfway through, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done it, but I did it. And I think, yeah, I was able to, I don't know, I personally like the way that I got around it. And that's one of the things, I don't know if anyone who is watching this is starting out in Photoshop, but that's one of the things, or any art really, one of the things about starting this is that you're gonna, halfway through, you're gonna go, oh, this is gonna suck. You're gonna start putting pen on paper, or you're gonna be on the canvas or whatever, and you're gonna go, oh, this is about to blow. But you gotta do like obviously trust the process, and that's what I did here. And a lot of other projects that I've done, I've trusted the process, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep throwing things at it, and I'm gonna hope something sticks. And at the end of the day, it does. At the end of the day, for the most part, it does. Like, there are times where I'm doing something and I'm like, yeah, no, this sucks, dude. This is not good, and I can't save it for the life of me. I quit. But a lot of the times I don't do that, and it actually works out. Like, I end up surprising myself. So if you're starting out in art or Photoshop or really anything, I would say trust the process. Keep writing it out, because that's the only way. Even if at the end of the day it's a really terrible piece that you do, or if you're not satisfied with it, as long as you finish it, you're progressing, because that's the only way you can progress, is by finishing it, and then you can learn from that experience. But anyways, I didn't mean to get all philosophical on you guys. That's gonna do it, guys. Again, follow me on my Instagram and TikTok. That is at Rapturous Graphics. I post content there all the time, different speed arts as well. So definitely go ahead and check that out. And drop a like, drop a comment here and there, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It definitely helps me out. And share with a friend. But that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next.